Hello and welcome to another Hero Headcanon. Hi, wait, I got myself a different graphic here, don't I? So, yeah, this is a new top 5 list video. I think most of them will be like the one we are about to go through, where I just talk about my personal favorite costumes for whichever superhero I want to talk about. Give a little background on the costume if I can, and explain what I like about some of the costumes. Now, to actually get started on the video proper, today we will be talking about my top 5 favorite Superman costumes. This will actually be a list of my personal faves from least to greatest, so number 1, obviously, will be my most loved costume. Obviously, Superman is one of those characters that happens to have a ton of costumes, so there might be a sequel video. Anyway, let's get started with number 5. Electric Superman. The late 80s and most, if not all of the 90s was a wacky time for the Man of Steel. He got engaged to Lois Lane for the first time in forever. Then he got himself killed. Then he came back in a sleek black suit with a glorious mullet. And then this wacky insanity. Superman gets electric powers, and along with them comes a new suit. What I love about the electric suit is that it has a balanced two-color set and proper accents for the new power set. Plus, I'm always a sucker for the head coverage, sometimes referred to as a head sock, like Gambit wears. It's one of the few 90s costume trends I would like to see brought back a little. My only complaint, at least for the way the art is done on this particular on this particular cover, is I wish they had made Superman's skin tone either a lighter or darker shade compared to the rest of the costume, because as is, it makes it look like he is timidly starting to do a Dr. Manhattan cosplay. Moving on now to number 4. New 52 Action Comics. Every superhero needs an origin, a place of beginning to compare to the hero now. So when DC decided to reboot their universe with the New 52, the opportunity to do a fresh start for Clark presented itself. And as someone that sings the praises of media having costumes that fans can easily wear and not be uncomfortable doing so, I cannot love this costume enough. A comfort friendly costume consisting of normal shoes, blue jeans, a Superman shirt that can literally be found anywhere, and cape. My complaint about the costume is mostly based on memory problems and my inability to discover information. The universe was reborn. Superman was just starting out. How did he get a t shirt with his emblem on it? Again, I like basic costumes, but some things need to be explained. How did he get the chess emblem? If you remember, and or can find out, please let me know in the comments down below. Alrighty, numero a 3. Smallville Season 11, a comic book continuation of the popular television show Smallville. Smallville Season 11 gives us a more proper look at the suit that Clark in the Smallville corner of the multiverse would wear. I like that the suit is actually one of the few costumes that can have the color balanced without the classic red trunks, with the bright blue for the main section of the costume and a more darker blue along the sides. No real complaints about the costume itself. The only reason it's lower on the list is simply because I like the next two more, and this list is based on my own personal preferences. So, na 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 new new. Hee 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 hee. I am right and you are wrong. Doo da, doo da. Please let me know in the comments down below if you agree with me. And now, for number 2, we have Action Comics number 1000. You don't know what you've got until it's gone. And has that statement not been more true in the case of Clark's Red Trunks? When Superman was created back in the day, his outfit was inspired by circus strongmen of the era. These men would come out wearing tights and have trunks over said tights to provide a little more modesty. Since one of the Man of Steel's constant powers has been his strength, it's no wonder that the costume would invoke that attribute. In fact, some strong men would even come out wearing a cape. And when they did their more impressive feats, they would then remove said cape. So having that knowledge in my mind has always been interesting to me. I imagine that if Superman actually ever felt that a show of strength might test him in some way, that he would remove his cape before doing so. And that basically everything we see him do now is the equivalent of him toying with 5-pound dumbbells. But the new 52 removed the trunks. And with their exclusion came a new problem. There was no color balance to his costume. Sure, with modern coloring and printing, we can clearly make Clark out in a crowd, but the suit becomes a bit of a blah. It became, in a way, generic, which I guess kind of makes sense that the progenitor of all superhero costumes would be kind of seen as generic, but it's like if Coca-Cola changed their logo in such a way to make themselves blend in with the store brand soda. Superman's costume is supposed to be able to stand out, but be familiar and comfortable at the same time. And that is why the suit that debuted in Action Comics number 1000 is great, going back to the classic comforts, but bringing along the new zest that was a perk of the new 52 suit, with the little sleeve armor bits. My only complaint is that since they were going to tweak with the original anyway, maybe experiment by adding some more of those armor bit lines to the sides of the costume. Maybe that's something to look into when we get to Action Comics number 2000. Last, but certainly not least, we have number 1. Earth 27. With help from artist Phil Cho, links to his DeviantArt and main website in the description below this video, we are introduced to a new section of the multiverse with the fan universe, Earth 27. What I love about this Superman's costume is that it's got the color balance that the new 52 suit needed without giving in to the trunks. The armor bits are also there and fill out nicely without overwhelming the suit. My only complaint with the suit is that I would like to see if maybe the last line of red where the belt would be was colored yellow or gold instead, because the spacing between it and the rest of the red on Clark's sides seems a bit off. And I personally like it a little more when the S shield on Superman's chest looks more like an S. But again, obviously these complaints have to be minor for this to still be my number one Superman costume. Well, anyways, guys and gals, that was my list of top 5 Superman costumes. Again, it was my personal picks, and there are plenty more out there. Did you agree with any of these? What are your favorite costumes? Clark has had many over the years, so I might do a sequel at some point. So please, comment down below. Like to see your input and thoughts too. The next top 5 I will work on will be my top 5 Wonder Woman costumes. So maybe you want to let me know what your thoughts are on Wonder Woman. Until next time, for Hero Headcanon, I'm Josh Redburn. See you all later.